A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 19, verses 41 to 44. Passage taken from the Message version of the Bible. When the city came into view, he wept over it. If you had only recognized this day and everything that was good for you, but now it is too late. In the days ahead, your enemies are going to bring up their heavy artillery and surround you, pressing in from every side. They will smash you and your babies on the pavement. Not one stone will be left intact. All this because you didn't recognize and welcome God's personal visit. The Gospel of the Lord. Reflections on the Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 19, verses 41 to 44. The Evangelist Luke was writing the Gospel 10 or more years after the actual destruction of Jerusalem by the Roman armies in the year 70. In Jesus' mind, the destruction was not any direct punishment from God. It was simply the outcome of their unwillingness to respond to Jesus' message of universal love and nonviolence. The intervention of Rome had been triggered precisely by the armed revolt led by the Zealots. Jesus weeps over Jerusalem because the chosen people of God did not recognize the time of God's visitation in their history through the patriarchs and the prophets. Israel did not recognize nor accept Jesus. Instead, they regarded him to be a heretic. Those who rejected Jesus did so because they believed that they had perfectly good reasons to do so, drawn from what they saw as their religious fidelity to the law of Moses. Explaining the gospel, Pope Francis suggested that Jesus weeps because he is living the experience of his own parable, in which, when the boss sends his servants to ask for the produce from his vineyard, the wicked stewards beat the servant and they kill the next. Eventually, the master sends his own son, and the wicked stewards kill him to appropriate the legacy. This is the meaning of the hour of the visit. Jesus is the Son who comes and is not recognized. He is refused and will be killed. In John's Gospel, we read, "He came to them and they did not accept him. The light came and the people chose the darkness." Pope Francis explained that what causes pain in the heart of Jesus is this story of infidelity, the story of not recognizing God's embraces, and the love of God who desires the happiness of mankind. This is a drama of refusing to accept the visit of God that is being repeated every day, says the Pope. Each of us can ask ourselves, do I know how to recognize the time in which God visits me? How is my heart before the visit of Jesus? The gospel today is a reminder that each of us can fall into the same sin as the people of Israel, into the same sin as Jerusalem, that is, not knowing the time of God's visitation in our lives. The Word of God invites us to do an examination of conscience. Has the Lord visited me today? Did I feel any invitation, any inspiration to follow Him more closely, to do a work of charity, to pray a little more? Jesus wept not only for Jerusalem, but for all of us, and He gives His life in order that we might recognize His visitation. If we are not attentive to our heart, we will never know whether or not Jesus is visiting us.